All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemus who well, Shalom to the elect, Shalom to the elders of Israel. You can read the description. It says black farmers' home and animals were legally taken by millionaire squatters. Sounds mad, but let me play the video to show some context. These Edomites are wicked, man.
I'd suggest you get out of here. But you're gonna have to call Uber.
Dad, put the fishing pole down.
That's his fishing pole, Just violating, man. Said don't do anything, he's recording.
Hey, sexy. Oh man, so beware of all handouts from shady people. Why am I saying that? Oh, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. Just remember that point. Beware of all handouts from shady people. So y'all read the title, man. A black farmer is having his farm legally stolen from him by millionaire squatters. Yeah. So this is Derek Williams of Newborn, Georgia. And he's been in a year-long battle to save his farm from squatters that's being aided by alleged corrupt local judges. Now, this story is bizarre. Some things I can't even tell you, and I gotta just point you in a certain direction that you can get the rest of the stories from that place over there. But what I can tell you is that Derek has 100% ownership of his farm, his business, and his home. The deed for this home is in Derek's name. But still, this family full of Karens has figured out a way to legally steal his farm, his home, his animals right from under this man's feet, dog. Quite frankly, they're the richest squatters that you ever gonna see in your damn life. This story is so complex, so I'm going to use the help from Derek and a TikToker by the name of Nerdy Pink Panda to help break this whole thing down for me. So I'm going to put their information in the comment section. Well,
as he said, they're millionaire squatters, and I gotta get this script, real quick, because it made me think of this. This is Ecclesiasticus 10:28. My son, glorify thy soul in meekness, and give it honor according to the dignity thereof, who will justify him that sinneth against his own soul, and who will honor him that dishonoureth his own life. The poor man is honoured for his skill, and the rich man is honoured for his riches. He that is honoured in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonourable in riches, how much more in poverty? So, you really have to look at the state of these Edomites, man, because they have everything that, a man can dream of. And look how dishonourable they behave with it. Here you can buy private islands, and what do? You set up, child lover rings and this type of debauchery, you know what I mean? Because he's wicked, and if he's acting wicked now, how much more is he gonna be acting, when he's poor, in that poor state? He'll do anything to be rich. This is how they came and took over that land in America. They came and they befriended the people. They acted all nice to them, bearing gifts, giving them smallpox banquets. So that's clearly the spirit of these Edomites, man. They're wicked, man. And as the video, I won't be able to play all of it because it's like 24 minutes long. I'm just gonna, just kind of dabble around it. But yeah, this woman goes into the legal aspect of it. It just shows you this is Esau society, man. And Jacob is a worm pretty much here. Let's see there.
Dialpad AI works
These
for you.
adverts,
It won't make
man.
your coffee, but it will tell you who's happy.
So what led up to this Karen from hell coming after a black man in his own home? Well, last night I spent hours researching, interviewing, and essentially teaching myself Georgia estate law. And here's how it happened. Derek Williamson did ministry work through his church in Conyers, Georgia. And in 2021, Janet Hardy here approached Derek telling him that she had inherited a large amount of money from her parents' estate and that God told her that she was to put it back in the church through his ministry. They both put in money together to buy this property. Granted, her contribution was larger. And then together they took out a mortgage for the sum of the rest of the property. Now, Janet Hardy was going to continue to pay the mortgage, but in July of 2021, she did sign over the entire property to Derek's business. Here's both their signatures and an official notary. Derek is also the only stockholder of the company. Here's the corporate division officially filed with the Secretary of State. Jordan Hardy here unexpectedly became pregnant, and she also was dealing with substance abuse problems. Her father, open mic night Charlie Chaplin here, told Jordan that she wasn't allowed to terminate the pregnancy, and Jordan threatened to unalive herself. Derek, who was very close with the family at the time, offered to let them all move into the spare bedrooms on the property so that he could help minister and be a friend to Jordan in this time of need. And then they could work the land and volunteer where they can, etc., etc. One thing you might want to know before we get into the next part of this, though, is that James, aka Jay Hardy, is actually a millionaire. He's a landlord who owns many properties. So they didn't need this place. In exchange for this arrangement, Janet said that she would take on the full mortgage and the utilities for this arrangement. Now, in April of 2022, things started to go sideways, and we have a video to accompany this.
That is none of your stuff. Get out of my way. Get out of my way and get away from me. Get out of my way and get away from me. She told you. Get out of my way and get away from me. Get out. Wait, get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. Ah, snap. I'm going to call off. Hey, I'm recording all this. Move out of my way. Get out of my way. I'm calling law enforcement now. I'm calling law enforcement.
Now, brothers can look up the description and look for the video themselves. But yeah, most people in the world will probably feel sorry for this brother, but through the Spirit, we understand his judgment of the Lord, and ultimately he brought it on himself. He invited them Edomites into his household, and the scriptures say never trust thine enemy. Because as iron rusteth, so is his. Let me get that. I hate butchering scriptures. See, through the scriptures, we know who Esau is, but here it is. He's supposedly a man of the Lord, but he invited these Edomites into his house. If the Spirit was really supping with him, he'd know who Esau was. But he's one of them. You can see it in his countenance. He's one of them simple as Jakes. So everybody in the world feels sorry for him, but we know why the Lord did that to him. You wanna cling to your enemies. The Lord was like, okay, I'll show you something. I'll make you find out who these people are. Apparently, he didn't get the memo over the last 400 years. Ecclesiasticus 20:10, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And he should have never brought them into his house. This is Ecclesiasticus 11:29. I'm going to start at 26. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. Because when you die, you go to the Heavenly Father, and he dispenses judgment for what you've done on the earth. And he's a Christian, but he doesn't even understand that. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered. And Esau's being discovered right now. We're really seeing the spirit of these Edomites come up as things get worse. Because the scriptures talk about a friend not being known in let me get that, man. A friend isn't known. What is it? Known and not adversity. Enemy isn't. Oh man, it's like I can think of the scripture, but yeah, there it is. Ecclesiasticus 12:8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. So all of this stuff happening to him, man. He's really beginning to see these Edomites for what they were, but he should have been known, man. I don't know what's wrong with these Jakes.
Unsurprisingly, it wasn't long until the Hardys started gaslighting Derek into thinking he owed them. They felt entitled to business decisions. They felt like the home was theirs and he was just living in it. Derek was trying to retrieve business documents out of that drawer there, but they were trying to make it sound like it was their furniture and he wasn't allowed in it. In the aftermath of that incident, Claire Hardy, in another video, goes on a rant about how Derek is a monster and he should be so thankful and grateful about what her mom has done for him, and good luck finding another place to live. All while in the background, Jay Hardy is watching Sean Hannity, which told me everything I need to know about this family. Unshockingly, when Derek called the police for help, they didn't. In fact, the opposite.
So there you go. I mean, you know this ain't your kingdom. You know this ain't your kingdom, man. Let's see this. I just want to show this clip. This is the eagle, which is synonymous with Esau in America eating a worm. And the scriptures talk about Jacob being a worm. And when you go into what a worm is, a small animal with a long, narrow, soft body without arms, legs, or bones. So he can't defend himself. He can't get away, and he doesn't have he doesn't have the structure to deal with any sort of physical trauma. It's like Jake is a worm, because you can't defend yourself against Esau, and you can't get away from him, And right now, the scriptures talk about Israel being as dead bones. Jake don't even know who he is, man. So the worst thing you can do in a society like this is not know who you are. That's like a foundation of who you are as a person. And if you don't even understand that, you're just gonna be going through your entire life lost. If Jake knew who he was, he would have known not to deal with them Edomites. So that's where you messed up, man. Isaiah 41:14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. See, we understand these scriptures, so we trust in the Lord, and we don't. Well, me personally, I'm not really obsessed. If you're in the spirit of truth, you're not really gonna be bothered about the cares of this world, and you wouldn't be trying to deal with no Edomites, especially when they're coming at you like that. You'd be able to see them, their spirit, and see them for what they are, and you sure as hell wouldn't let them into your home. But this guy, he's one of these Christian Jakes. Love thy neighbor and all this bullcrap. Yeah, see where that get you. Yeah.
This incident with the Hardys, Derek tried to file a stay-away order, but in court, the women all said that Derek was the one who attacked them. Even though there was video, who do you think the judge...
Brothers can look into it if you want, but I'm just gonna skip to the end here, and he can talk about what happened.
Hey, what's going on, TikTok? I know a lot of you have been wanting an update from me, Judge Connie Holt, the one that recused herself off my case, that's kept me out of my home for the last year. That is a chief magistrate court judge of Morgan County, Georgia. She filed TPO against me, right, and accusing me of us being a stalker. So get this, the hearing was the 15th of March, I believe it was. And I had to go into Superior Court, which is upstairs. Her courtroom's downstairs. The Superior Court judge is upstairs. So that's Judge Stephen Bradley, right? And he obviously knows Judge Holt very good because she binds her cases over to him. They are co-workers, they're colleagues, they're good friends, obviously. So how can it be fair for me to have to go before the Superior Court Judge Stephen Bradley against the Chief Magistrate Court Judge who rules downstairs, and she stepped out of her role as a judge into the role of a plaintiff to pursue her charge against me of being a quote-unquote stalker. So it turns out we went to court that day, and it was a lot that's there. I'm waiting on a transcript to get back so that I can share with you guys. Bottom line is this right here. In that hearing, although it should have never been tried in Morgan County, and because I have not been a resident of Morgan County for over a year now, I've been kicked out of my home. This Judge Holt kicked me out of my home over a year, right? So then how am I supposed to be tried in Morgan County? It should be Rockdale County. But the judge, her friend, refused to remove the jurisdiction because obviously they're trying to cover up the corruption that they're doing there. And get this too, all right? I found guilty, okay, of stalking Judge Holt, right? But I've never spoken to her on the phone. I've never done anything out of the way, never reached out to her.
Yeah, basically the judge he went to, they're all corrupt as hell, man. He had a judge, I think he went to a superior court, he filed in his favor, but they tried to keep it local. And the judge that he went to, she's basically stepped down on the case, given a case to her friend, and she's gone and filed a restraining order against him for stalking him, and he's got a criminal record now. Long story short, they're really getting to this Jake, man. Psalms 69:24. Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents, for they persecute him whom thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded. Add iniquity unto their iniquity, and let them not come into thy righteousness. Let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with the righteous. But I am poor and sorrowful. Let thy salvation, O Yahweh, set me up on high. I will praise the name of Yahweh with a song. I will magnify him with thanksgiving. So if he was really, following the Lord and researching the Lord and daily reading the scriptures and finding out the deeper meanings and the parables of the scriptures, he would have never been caught in that situation. Because even brothers get caught in similar situations, and brothers are kind of, the Lord kind of takes mercy on them and allows them to escape and not be around them demons. Because you got to think, he's living in a house and them Edomites all around him. You probably can't go to sleep. You got to sleep with the door locked. They're downstairs playing loud music with the TV on blast. You trying to go to the toilet. They're in the toilet. Yo, that's hell, man. That Jake, when he was living there, he was in hell. The judge kind of did him a favor by kicking him out of his own property. But really and truly, when you really clock it, he went and he did business with this Edomite. She turned around, she stabbed him in the back. Now, you should have known better. Ecclesiasticus 7:7. Surely oppression make a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. See, the Edomite came with a gift, he took it, and now he's being destroyed about it, And to them, we seem mad, because we have, the Lord has given enough wisdom to us to understand that we're oppressed. So we're angry and we understand what kind of world we live in, but he doesn't understand how these Edomites move. Now legally his name is on it, he has the title deed, but these judges, they're just running them around. This woman is all filing divorce and stuff like that. So bringing that house in and including it as an asset. So now the house, the house is being frozen, and he can't do nothing with it. He can't sell it. He can't do nothing. He can't kick them out because, everything to do with the house is frozen. So he's being played, and this is Esau's world. So Esau knows how to play these little dirty games, because this world is made for Edomites. It's not made in righteousness. Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. So he was chilling with these people. They was talking about, let's do business with each other. Let's go out here. They're probably eating with them, probably laughing and joking, but their heart was never with him. But this Jake doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand the nature of the Edomites, and a lot of Jake really think they know something. I think it's so funny whenever I'm watching videos with the elders and the apostles and the prophets who go out on the highways and byways, and you have these people who don't even read the scriptures coming up to them trying to confound them. I mean, even the other day, this guy's talking about Babylonians wrote the Bible, but when you read the Bible, the Jews were at war with the Babylonians. He's coming over there talking about, you're a Hebrew Israelite. And I said this yesterday, but I'll say again, it's like saying Hebrew Israelite is like saying you're African Nigerian, All Nigerians are Africans, but not all Africans are Nigerian. All Nigerians are Africans, but not all Africans are Nigerian, because Esau is a Hebrew. Even Moab and Ammon, is it? Yeah, the Ammonites. They come from Lot. He had sex with his daughters, and that's where they're also Hebrews. Ishmael is a Hebrew, but they're not Israelites. You know what I mean? So it's like how people perceive this thing is just very confusing to me, man. But yeah, that I just wanted to add that in there. That really has nothing to do with that. Proverbs 19:5, a false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Many will entreat the favour of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursueth them with words, yet they are wanting to him. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. And this is what Esau does. You know, he goes and he entreats people with these little gifts, and he turns around and he basically he uses it to kind of ingratiate himself to you so that he can turn around and abuse you and use you, you know. But it happens with everyone that Esau deals with. Towards the end, everybody actually starts understanding his nature and they start hating him. You know, even Cain said, you know, let's get that. I don't want to butcher. Let's get a bit, man. Is Genesis 4:14. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And that's who Esau is, man. This is the spirit of Esau. He's a vagabond of the earth. He has no real home. He just comes and he squats in people's homes and he steals it from them. I mean, what they're doing there is nothing short of what they done to the Native Americans, what they done to the New Zealand, you know, Australia, South Africa, even damn near all of Europe. Because these people are not even indigenous to anywhere near here, man. They belong in Mount Seir. All they did is come out, you know, and they've managed to cover up their history, because if people really knew who these Edomites were, every single time they come across people, those people will kill them. But now everybody's beginning to find out who Esau is. You know, the Lord is uncovering, you know, the spirit of these Edomites and letting it be known to all the nation. You know, all the knowledge is going across. You know, the elders are bringing out who Esau is. People are seeing these Edomites for what they really are. So he can't hide himself anymore. And now everybody's going to want to slay him, because this is what he does. This is the spirit of Esau, man. Coming into your home, stealing your heritage, trying to make deals with you, only to turn around and stab you in the back. Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait for the Lord to deal with these people, man. They create these you know, what does it say? An unjust way is an abomination to the Lord. You know, the Lord loves righteousness, and these laws aren't righteousness, man. These Edomites, they come up with these laws to basically oppress everybody. Oh, hang on, let me just.
Then in the courtroom, all right. After this case has went on, Judge Holt went as far as to lie under oath. She said, I broke into her office, right? And I had to have a police escort out. All this craziness, stuff that make no sense. With no...
Yeah, that's wild, man. Just one more scripture and I'm going to close out on that. Exodus 20:16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And this is what Esau does. He breaks every single commandment, man. He lies, he cheats, he steals, he covets, he commits adultery. I mean, look, it's perfectly legal to commit adultery in this society. There's no repercussions for it. Esau's wicked, man. Completely wicked. Yeah. If brothers wanna go and you know, look at the video for yourself. Not really to, if you want to make a lesson, you know, it's up to brothers, but just to understand what this guy's going through. And essentially through the spirit, we understand he put himself in that situation, but people of the world will actually look there, even though what I'm not saying what's happening to him is right, but through the spirit, we know he was going off by being so close to these Edomites. Because, you know, you have this worldly that worldly saying, you know, what was it? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. No, man, I don't want my enemy nowhere near me, man. That's going off. You're supposed to stay far from these people, man, because he has many trains. He comes into your household, he pretends to be your friend, but his heart is not with thee. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, double honors to the elders and apostles of Jemus who well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. You know, shalom to the elders of Israel.